welcome to the 121st episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona, I'm a knitter from Toronto, and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So this week I bring to you one finished object, one work in progress, because I really only worked on one that wasn't there from before, and two new cast-ons and stash enhancement. So let's get started with the finished object. So last week I told you about I was working on a yarn cozy. The pattern is by Natalie Coons from the Love and Stitches podcast, that Natalie, Knitty Natty. So I finished the second one and it is done. So my yarn for the, actually that looks kind of cool. It kind of looks like a star if you follow the lines. The yarn for my Hohi fall knit along has a home for both of the balls. I don't know where, I'm not certain where I put my self-striping one. It's around here somewhere, the one that I finished last week. So I want them to stay together so I know where to find them when I'm looking for it. Just gotta find where I put it. It's somewhere, not too worried about it. So that's my one finished object. The yarn I used for this was one that I had from an advent from last year, from Mr. and Mrs. Rabbit. The pattern does suggest 20 grams of fingering weight yarn. I was able to do this. This is definitely a little bit less because I probably put at least 2 squares in my blanket, so I take off about 3 grams. So it's a little bit less than 20 grams, but I was able to do it and still had a little bit left to spare. Not enough to really do anything, but just a little bit. Okay, next project. Let's go to my work in progress. First of all, I did not work on my woolen honey sweater this week at all. So that has not moved. I didn't even move the stitch mark from last week. So it's still showing the progress from the week before. So let's just move on to what I actually did work on, which was the Dreaming in Paris socks by Hohi Locatelli. Right here. So last week you saw one finished sock, and I was at the heel for the second, and now I'm probably about halfway done with the foot of the second sock. So when you had last seen it, I had just started the heel there, and now I have finished. No, I'm halfway through the foot, like I said before. So I'm working my way through it. It's making good progress on it. If you want to see a bit more close up. I don't know how well that's focusing. There we go. So the yarn that I'm using for this is Wool Miza in their 80-20 twin base. The colorway for the dark brown is Teddy. For the purplish pinkish color is called Romantisch. I'm not using the recommended size needles for these because for me and the way I knit, it's going to be too big. I knew that without even doing a gauge swatch. There's a reason I do use a size 0 for like everything I knit. So it's coming along well, and I'm happy with it. Oh, and the lace work on it is still so pretty. I still love that. That looks so great. So yeah, that's my sock work in progress. That's the only work in progress for this week. So we'll go on to new cast-on, of which there are 2. Why did that feel so weird? Well, 2 of them. I'll show you the first one, which I started on Thursday. I realized how many socks I had to knit within the next couple of months. So I decided to make myself a little priority list as to what needs to be done. Hold on. So for socks, I had the 3 leaves patterns, the Harry's pattern, which is a celebrity one, and which I don't know if I really spoke about it before, and my spooky speckle socks. So based on that, I realized I have only until September 30th to finish the celebrity sock knit along. So that's what I started. I believe, was it in this bag? No, not that bag. It's in this bag. So the yarn from this one is from Area 51 Fibers in the colorway Harry. It was a self-striping that I had gotten last year, and I just got around to knitting it now, and I'm loving it. So I'm doing it one at a time, not in tandem. Just because that's how I felt like doing it. So I started Thursday evening, and by the time I went to bed on Thursday, I was maybe about 3/4 of the way through the leg. I made a lot of good progress on it. And then I put in the heel over the weekend, and yeah, here's everything I've done so far. I'm more than halfway through the foot. I'm very proud of the progress I made on this. I just picked it up and just started going. My opinion is just because you just want to see the next stripe come just to see what happens. And then you just want to repeat and see, okay, how much faster can I get to the next color? Ooh, this color is interesting. Ooh, what about the next color? So it was really, it's just fun. The mini skein that I used for this was a leftover from last year's, from one of the advents from last year. But I was actually very pleasantly surprised, sorry, move this out of the way, with how close the blues actually match. Right? The only thing I was hoping is that I didn't end up putting in the heel when I was working the blue, but it did work out that way. But it's still not that noticeable, not too much, because I have about 2 of the self striping, and then it goes into the I can't remember what it's called all of a sudden. Oh, and then it goes into the short row heel, whatever it's called, shadow wrap heel. And then, yeah, so 2 rows of the from the self striping, and then it goes into the shadow wrap heel. And it's only if you look close that you can really start to see there might be a little bit of a distinction between the colors, but I think it turned out pretty good. I'm almost certain that if I really want to power through, I can get this thing done by today or tomorrow for the first sock, but I'm not really feeling the urgency to speed my way through because I'm halfway through the month. But I'm pretty certain I'll get the pair of socks done in time with probably plenty of time to spare. Oh, I love the way that it's turning out. Like, just so you can get to see the color pattern. I was not aware, I guess I wasn't paying attention. I thought it was a 4-color repeat because most of Area 51's fibers, stripes are 4-color repeats, or at least they used to be. So now this is like a 6-color repeat. And I didn't realize till I was working on it. I'm like, how come my colors aren't repeating yet? And then I realized what the problem was. So yeah, I'm using my regular vanilla pattern with 64 stitches, 2x2 rib, contrast color heel, cuffs and toes. There we go. My other new cast on was specifically for my Falling Leaves sock knit along, hosted by Denise from the Earth Tones Girl podcast. I was supposed to start September 1st, and I started yesterday, but I got until November 1st to get it finished. I think that's more than enough time. So I started this one, and just like I had said on previous episodes, I was going to be using the my Skein of Shine skein that I had gotten from Yarns Untangled a few weeks ago. So I started the socks. I have not made it that far. I just started it yesterday. All I've done is the toe. Not much to it. So I just have a stitch marker marking the front and the back, because until the pattern starts coming in, you can't really tell them apart. They look almost exactly the same unless you're like looking out for one specific string. So there's that. The pattern is by, I wrote it down because I did not know it off the top of my head, Paula Pereira. Yeah, Paula Pereira. I'm putting it up on the screen. So I really like the pattern. I had reached the point where it was like almost 11:30 last night. I said, no, I'm going to put this down. I'm not going to get started on the foot design, or else I'm not going to go to bed at a somewhat decent time. So that's what I'm going to get started on today. Afterwards, I'm going to actually get started on the design on the foot. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm doing everything for this one. I'm doing it according to the needle recommendation size, because it involves cables, and usually when I'm doing stuff with cables, I go for about a 1.5. I need the space for that. So yeah, that is the foot. So yeah, the yarn is from, is this the label for it? Yep. The yarn is from Skein or Shine, who had a trunk show at Yarn Untangle a few weeks ago. And the colorway is called Grammy's Banana Bread. This is on the back here. If my fingers aren't, there we go. So the pattern for these socks, 3 leaves, is from the 52 Weeks of Knitting. I don't know if you can get it individually without buying the book. I haven't actually looked. But I bought the actual book on a trip to the Knitting Loft at one point last year. As soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it. So yeah, and that's everything for my new cast on. The only thing I have left to really show you is my stash enhancement. So I've been stocking my mailbox for quite some time since I got the notification, I think it was beginning of last week, that my yarn was on its way to my house. I had made an order with Area 51 Fibers for 2 skeins of yarn. When I heard somebody talk about the color, and I'm like, how come I've never heard of this color? And she said it's been on the site for a while, and I'm just so like, seriously? Had no clue. Let me just put this down. I had no clue. But so I went and I looked, and lo and behold, it was there. And then they're like, oh, well, I can get free shipping if I buy 2 skeins. Ooh, I always did like all of those Frappuccino colors. Anything speckle and food related yarn, I like it from Area 51 Fibers. So I got that. And they came, or sorry, they did just come, but while not too long afterwards, I realized, I'm like, you know what would go great with these? To do flip side socks. I need a good solid. Just in case, let me go to the person who dyes the self-striping yarn and ask her if she has any solids that are available for it. And she did these custom for me, and I'm so, so happy. So first, let me show you what I ordered originally. This one. This is what I went there for. This skein of yarn is called Saved by the Bell. Now, tell me you're not thinking of like Zach Morris and Kelly Kapowski and Lisa Turtle and all of them. Like, you know, the song is in my head already just looking at these. I love it. The colors are perfect. So, and let me just show you the label. Okay. So this is just gorgeous. It's on a sturdy alien base, which is an 80-20, which is an 80-20 superwash merino. Yeah. Oh, looking forward to starting to work with that one. That's one. Skein number 2. This one is the Mermaid Frap, which is, yeah, these colors are so pretty. I don't know why. I'm not a person who really likes stellina, but I think it would look great with this yarn on a stellina. I think it would actually look really good because it really does make you think of a mermaid, and I think a mermaid is a bit shiny. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to working with that. And there's a label. This is all on the same base. All of the yarn I get from her is on the same base. And then the colors I got to go with them. Right here. Aren't these pretty? Okay, so let me just show you which one is going with which. So the plan is for these two together, go together. So Saved by the Bell and the blue will be going together. And then Mermaid Frap and the green will be going together. But one of the wonderful things with these is, I don't know why, but in my mind can still see each one of them with each one. So I'm not certain if I'm going to try and maybe do 4 pairs of socks out of this. I don't know. That's quite a possibility. So there's these two together. And these two can go together as well. And I think that they will all look great with it. But I'm definitely keeping to the original. But yeah, so hold on a second. So it's basically like I'm going to be doing these again, but I will be actually writing out the pattern properly as I go. That was that's why I was waiting for these kind of stuff. So this would be the self-striping portion down here. And then this would be for the solid part up at the top for the socks. So let me see if this might work as a display option. That's pretty much how I wanted it to go. So I will get started on those probably within the next month or so. I just want to finish maybe 2 pairs of socks that I'm working on right now, which would be the hairy socks and the 3-leaf socks. Get started on those and get a good chunk of the way through before I cast on these in order to, cast on these in order to get the socks done and the pattern ready to go, at least for testers. So that is it for all my new stash enhancements. Trying to think if there's anything else really. No, there's not really that much. I think The plan originally was to have a longer episode, but I guess I'm just talking too fast. I'm getting through everything way too quickly. Hold on a second. Let me just check something else first before I say I'm done. Oh, I have been making good progress on my blankie. My little blanket. I don't know if I showed last week's progress or not, but I'm going to make sure I put in the last week's and this week's. So, on my progress, well, not this week's, but what I would have finished by last week Friday, because I don't take the pictures for them on the Saturdays when I assemble all the pictures together for the week that had just passed. So I will put them in there. I am almost at the end of a row, so soon I will add my little black triangle on the side, and then I'll be going up and over. So I'm really happy with the progress that I've made. It's growing quite well. And yeah, my little bag that I'm using to hold my mini scans, I emptied that out again. It's almost empty. I have probably about another, oh gosh, sorry. I have probably about another 4 mini scans inside it before I have to start replacing everything that's in there from my stash of mini scans. I think I'm going to put in the colors from my, or at least 1 to 2 colors from my Skein or Shine purchase. The mini scans I got with the, with Grammy's Banana Bread from Skein or Shine. I'm probably going to throw in some of those. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Because I haven't in a sense cracked open a new mini skein for this in a while. I just keep just taking the ones that are already bald, and especially when they're soft striping, when they come back through again, it's almost like you're using a completely new yarn, because sometimes by the time you get to the next one, maybe there might be 1 row from the old color and then everything else is completely new. So it works out very well for that. So that's going pretty well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. On another note that has nothing to do with knitting, I started maybe about a month ago, or maybe a little bit more. I restarted my island on Animal Crossing. I love playing that game. Because what was it? 2012, 2013? An old coworker harassed me into buying the game. And I'm just so like, I don't play this game. I've never even heard of this game. I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, I see you playing Pokemon. I know you have a DS. Go and buy the game. We are all playing this game. So I went and I bought it. One of the joys of the time is that I worked at Target and I got an employee discount for purchasing the game because I just bought it through the electronics department. It's like one of those kind of things that I just absolutely loved at my store. Oh my gosh, this has come out. Pick up the phone right from my desk. Yo, electronics. Yeah, this is Ramona up at the front at Cash. Can you, like, go put this aside on my lunch break or something? I'm going to come and buy it. Worked out great for some stuff. So I purchased the game. I played the game. I enjoyed it. And that was Animal Crossing New Leaf. I had a lot of fun playing it. But then I have no idea where I put my cartridge. I stopped playing. So last year, April, I found out that, like, right when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, that's when pretty much everything was shutting down. I didn't even know there was a game coming out because I have not been paying attention to it. So I didn't get the game until maybe about a month or so after its release. I started to play the game. I had fun playing the game. My sister got into the game. I guess she put in a request and a parent or something, or someone granted her request, and she got the game and she started playing as well. And that was one of those things that we did together. But then after a while, I just stopped playing. I think by the time, before winter started in the game, I kind of put it aside and stopped playing it. And then every time she asked me, so how's your village? I got no clue. Okay, so how's your village? I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with the thing because I stopped checking in on it. And and it wasn't just that game. I just stopped playing my 3DS, my Switch Lite altogether. But I don't know why. Really felt like playing it recently, and so I did, and it's going along quite nicely. She decided she wants to restart her village now. So, but then there was something that came out that I didn't know much about that I actually am enjoying. I'm having so much fun with it. Is the Animal Crossing the cards, the amiibo cards. Oh my gosh! Like, so before I didn't really care that much about what villagers came and lived on my thing, I would just go to whatever I hunted, and that was whatever I villager hunted, then that was good enough. But then I guess I really started to clue in that I can get to pick my own villagers as long as I can get the cards for some of them. So I actually started doing that, and I'm having fun. I am just having fun. My sister put in her request for her birthday, and all she really wants are amiibo cards. So I'm slowly getting a few packs for her birthday, because hey, that's an easy thing I can do if I could ever find the cards. So I got some sitting down there waiting for her, but while I did that, I started picking up some for myself as well. I already moved in one of the villagers that I really liked. What was it? Not Patchy. Is it? I don't know. It's a cat one. It's a cat villager. I got it. I liked it. So he's now there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's my other major thing that I've been doing. I got another shelf unit to put up, like the same one that I did here. I got another one. Got it on a great deal too. Had my mom even take me to the store to go pick it up. I got to assemble it and put it away, because when I was planning, my original plan was to do that on Sunday that just passed. But then I went and I went to the mall and I bought running shoes, and I saw my first movie in like over a year. I went to go see Shang-Chi. Good movie. Enjoyed it immensely. And then afterwards, on Monday, I said, okay, I'm going to go do it on Monday. But why didn't I do it on Monday? I went somewhere with my mother, and I was gone like for a good chunk of the day. I didn't come back home till after like 4. And I just ended up not doing it. So hopefully if I can get my other stuff done, I can maybe I can get to do it tomorrow, because I don't have any major plans for tomorrow. Yeah, that might be the best plan to do, is to set up my shelving unit tomorrow. Because once I do that, then I can get rid of the table. There's a sewing table that I have that has a sewing machine built into it, but apparently it's missing pieces, and I just don't care. I have my other one that's in the box that I'd probably prefer to use. So I'd rather put in my shelving unit, get that sewing table out. I don't know where it's going to go. Yeah. So hopefully I'll set that up. Shouldn't be too hard, because I set up this one and it took me a lot less time than I thought it was. And I gave myself the entire afternoon, and I finished with it like an hour and a half. And that was with me dancing and jamming to music and all that kind of stuff. So that part should be okay. So I think that's actually going to be everything for today. Thank you for listening to me ramble for like well over 5 minutes about stuff that have absolutely nothing to do with knitting. I hope to see you again soon, and have a good day. Bye.